Hello, everybody. Good to see you. Let's sing hello, and then we can get on with what we're going to do today. Sing hello to everyone. Sing hello to everyone. Sing hello to everyone. Sing hello. And clap hello to everyone. Clap hello to everyone. Clap hello to everyone. Clap hello. And wriggle hello to everyone. Wriggle hello to everyone. Wriggle hello to everyone. Wriggle hello. Good bit of wriggling. Now let's have a look at what we're going to talk about today. About tools. What are they? Well, I bet when I say tools, you immediately think of things like a hammer or maybe a screwdriver. And you're right, they are tools. We have tools for so many different things. Why do we need them? We've got good hands. We can use our hands for most things, but there are some things like banging in a nail. It's jolly hard to do unless you've got a tool to help you. A tool with a handle. Get it? Hand. Oh, you hold it with your hand. It's like having an extra special extra bit of hand, a tool in your hand. So that's the hammer and the screwdriver, but we use tools for all sorts of things. We use tools when we do cooking. What do we use? Yep, here's something else with a handle, a spoon. You might use it to stir and to scoop. What about this one? Another handle. Get hold of it. Oh, the food's very hot. You don't want to put your hand into the pan, into the frying pan. Just look, you can scoop and turn and toss, and you can serve up with this without burning your hands. And look, it's got some nice holes in. All the oily bits can drip through. So that's what we might use for cooking and lots of other things too. What about when we're eating? So in some places, we only eat with our hands. And when we're very little, we usually eat with our hands all the time. But you can, if you want to, use some other things. So what are these called? Chopsticks. You might use these to eat your food. Up with into your mouth. Or you might use a fork. You might use a fork to hold down some food and then use a knife to cut it with. Ah, two tools here. One to hold the food down, the other one to do the cutting. Handles for both. You might use that fork to scoop something, or you might want to stick it in your peas. But if there were lots and lots of peas and you tried picking them up with your fingers and it took a long time, and you tried scooping them with a fork and they kept falling off, what else could you use? Yeah, could use a spoon if you wanted to. And that might be quite useful if you had something like porridge or cereal for breakfast, mightn't it? Could use your hand, or could use a spoon. Lots of tools for lots of different things. What about if we want to draw something? Well, yes, again, use a finger. If you've got some sand or some mud, make some patterns, some marks in the sand, draw your picture with your finger, or maybe use a tool. I'm going to use this pencil. Look, really useful part to hold with your hand, handle. And there's the pointy bit. Do the drawing. And something else that we do sometimes. We do drawing and sometimes we do painting. We do often use our hands, don't we? It's a lovely feeling, hands in the paint. And then sometimes if we want to make a very special kind of fine line, what might we use? Yeah, you're right. a brush, a paintbrush with a handle and some bristles at the end to put in a line. It would take a very long time to paint the wall with that one, wouldn't it? Have we got another tool we could use to paint the wall with? Yes, a bigger brush. So we could use that one to paint a wall. So let's have a look in this book and see if we can find some pictures of people using those tools and not just me showing them to you. Look at this one. Here's the girl and she's eating her lunch or her dinner using her chopsticks. Then, got a picture of somebody doing some painting. I think this child, I think they're maybe at the nursery, and it says, tools help us with our work. Just look, I'm painting the outside wall of a little house, painting it blue with a big brush, just like the one we looked at. So let's do a song now. And let's do a song about one of the first tools that we looked at, the one that we do banging with when we want to get a hammer in. And you might know the song already. It goes like this. It's Peter bangs with one hammer, one hammer, one hammer. Peter bangs with one hammer this fine day. And then you could choose some other names. And for the last one, when we've got 5 hammers, maybe you could choose your own name. And I'll choose mine. Are you ready? Peter bangs with one hammer, one hammer, one hammer. Peter bangs with one hammer on this fine day. And then I'm going to use 2 hands. And I'm going to have Rosemary this time. Rosemary bangs with 2 hammers, 2 hammers, 2 hammers. Rosemary bangs with 2 hammers on this fine day. And then I'm going to use my foot. Are you ready? Can you get your foot as well and have 3 hammers? This time we're going to have Noah. Noah bangs with 3 hammers, 3 hammers, 3 hammers. Noah bangs with 3 hammers on this fine day. And then we're going to have 4. That's 2 feet and 2 hands. Arush bangs with 4 hammers, 4 hammers, 4 hammers. Arush bangs with 4 hammers on this fine day. What have we got left to use to make 5 hammers? Oh yes, we can use our head. Well, mine's going to be Judy. I wonder what yours will be. Put your own name in. Are you ready? Judy bangs with 5 hammers, 5 hammers, 5 hammers. Judy bangs with 5 hammers on this fine day. That's a good one to get your body going and think about all the different sorts of tools that we could use. So now I'm going to ask you some questions. What tool do you use to help you clean your teeth? Do you use a spoon? You know, I think you got it right. You use a toothbrush. You could use your finger, but it might be hard to get all those teeth really clean. This brushes them, scrubs them down a bit, makes them nice and clean. What tool do you use if you want to cut a piece of paper? I wonder if you've got some. Yes, 2 blades, 2 handles. And when you're very little, you might use 2 hands. When you're a bit bigger, you probably hold them like that. And if you've got some really stiff cardboard to cut, you might need a bigger pair of scissors. Look at that. We've got 2 blades, rather like a knife, the one that we saw earlier on, joined together and cut. What a clever tool that is, a pair of scissors. And what do you think this tool is for? It's called a sieve, and it's got a handle and this netty bit that with tiny little holes in. And these two little bits here, you could put over the side of a pan or a bowl. Because the holes are so tiny, if you wanted to wash some rice before you cook it, you could put it in there, run it under the tap, and the rice wouldn't come through the hole, but the water would. And you might want to sieve some flour. If you were going to make a cake and the flour was quite lumpy, shake it out of the bag into the sieve and then shake the sieve. Shaky, 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 shaky. And all the flour would come through into your bowl, all nice and fine. They're fun to play with in the sand as well. So, I wonder whether you know what this tool is for now. I'm going to show it to you this way round. You might be able to guess what it is. You think it is? I'm going to turn it round. Yes, it's a hairbrush, and it's got a handle, and you can just run your fingers through your hair. And you could use a comb, that's another tool. Or you could use this brush and brush your hair. Lots of different tools. I wonder if you can find any more tools at home. You have a look round after this and see what you can see. What else do you use? How do you clean the floor? Lots of things to think about. And see if you can find some of the ones that I have too. See if you can find a spoon that looks like that in your house. And then, what about thinking of using a tool for something different? Do you know, I remember when we made a car for Teddy, we used a wooden spoon for a lever in the car, didn't we? And I tried this week using this fork for something different. I didn't eat my dinner with it. I didn't mash a banana with it or some potatoes. Right. Got out my paint, dipped it in some paint, and I painted with it. And it was such a nice thing to do. Let me show you. That was the picture that I made. Used my fork in the paint and I made lots of lines and shapes. And actually, I used a little fork as well. I had a little plastic fork, baby one. I used that one and a big metal fork. If you have a look, grown-ups, in the newsletter, you'll see that's our activity for this week. I wonder what the recipe could be and what tools we used for that. Have a look and see. Well, time for another song. Let's try Let's All Saw Together, Let's All Hammer Together, Let's All Stir Together, and Let's All Cut Together. You ready? Let's all saw together, saw together. Let's all saw together this fine day. Let's all hammer together, hammer together. Let's all hammer together this fine day. And let's all stir together, stir together. Let's all stir together this fine day. And let's all cut together, cut together. Let's all cut together this fine day. You could think of some more things for that song. You could have let's all brush together. Let's all toss a pancake together. Lots of different things. So I'll leave you to try out painting with your fork and all kinds of other things that you could do. It'd be interesting to hear what they are. Maybe you could let us know. You could send a message to Claire by email, or you could come to Zoom on a Tuesday morning and tell us about it. That would be fun. Anyway, now it's time for us to say goodbye. So, are you ready? I'm not going to wave any of the tools. I'm going to wave my hands. Those are the very best tools I've got. You ready? Wave goodbye to everyone. Wave goodbye to everyone. Wave goodbye to everyone. Wave goodbye. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye to everyone. Kiss goodbye. Bye everybody from Claire and Judy in the toy library, and see you again soon.